Welcome back to another weekly roundup of cloud gaming news brought to you by yours truly. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest in cloud gaming, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video, and of course, if you enjoy the content, give the video a like, it helps the channel out a lot. But for now, let's get into this week's cloud gaming news. Starting things off this week with another controversy-free week for Google Stadia, with just some good news. That's what I like to see. Starting off, we have the announcement of a new game coming to Google Stadia on March 30th with Disco Asylum, which is described as a groundbreaking role-playing game. You're a detective with a unique skill system at your disposal and a whole city block to carve your path across. Interrogate unforgettable characters, crack murders, or take bribes. Become a hero or an absolute disaster of a human being. Beat you to that one. Disco Elysium was originally released back in October 2019, but has been met with very positive reviews, so it's a good get for Google Stadia. Next, FIFA 21 finally arrived on Stadia this week and is now available for a price of $24.59, which is around about the price we were expecting for a title that was released last year. To celebrate its arrival, Stadia has launched the discounted Stadia Premier Edition bundle again, which includes a Stadia controller and a Chromecast Ultra for $59.99 instead of $99.99. This bundle is the one that contains the old Chromecast Ultra, the one that actually has Stadia baked into it, and not the train wreck of a new one where Stadia isn't even mentioned on the box. And finally, the third entry in the Life is Strange series, Life is Strange True Colors, now has a confirmed release date of September 10th and will be coming to Stadia day and date alongside the major consoles. Next, this week has honestly been dominated by GeForce Now, so let's get into some of their announcements. Firstly, we've been speculating for a while what Nvidia would do with their tiers, with there being a free tier and a founders tier, but obviously it makes sense you can't have a founders tier forever, and also the availability of that tier has been an issue for a few months now. Well, this week GeForce Now has announced the name of the new tier, which is now called the Priority tier. The Priority tier will cost $9.99 a month, or $99.99 annually, which equals out to $8.33 per month, and contains the same benefits as the previous Founders tier: priority access to rigs, extended play sessions, and RTX hardware. So yes, it is exactly the same as the Founders tier at a higher price, but the major difference is the Priority tier is actually available. So what happens if you're already on the Founders tier? The good news is, to reward you for helping to establish the platform, the Founders tier will not be increasing in a move Nvidia are calling Founders for Life, which, other than sounding like a 2000s boy band, I'm a massive fan of. Existing founders who started their memberships before March 17th will remain at the introductory price forever, unless there's a break in the subscription due to a cancellation or expiring payment method. This to me really speaks to how Nvidia views GeForce Now, that they're not just after a quick cash grab, as this is now the second time we've seen them freeze the prices for existing subscribers. GeForce Now is what it is. It's a complementary side venture to Nvidia's hardware production, but even with it not being their 100% main focus, it seems to get the same, if not more, updates, features, new games, and announcements as other services we talk about. With this announcement, Nvidia also gave us some details of the current state of GeForce Now and some of the updates to come. The first tidbit was a confirmation that the GeForce Now service is steadily approaching 10 million users, which is always nice to get some open and honest stats from this kind of service so that you can subscribe to them with confidence, not naming any names here. And in a quick summary, they also highlighted some of the achievements GeForce Now has accomplished in the last year, including supporting day-and-date launches like Cyberpunk 2077 and top free-to-play games, increasing the game library, which now includes more than 800 games, opening new data centers, giving us more than 20 around the world, expanding capacity in existing data centers, allowing us to grow the service further, and improving quality of service with even more optimizations on the way. And on that note, we got further details of update 2.0.28, which improves streaming quality and is currently being rolled out over the next week. Around the update, Nvidia stated, "One of the ways we do this is with a unique adaptive VSync technology. The feature synchronizes frame rates at 60 or 59.94 Hz server side to match the display client side, reducing stutter and latency on supported games. A new adaptive de-jitter technology will enable us to increase bit rates for improved quality over choppy networks too. We're also passionate about making GeForce Now easier to use, including updates that get members into the game even faster. The first phase of these improvements includes account linking for key games on the platform coming in the next 1 to 2 months, as well as updates to games preloading that should cut load times by about half. Additionally, we're adding capacity in our busiest data centers along with new server locations. Next up is Phoenix, Arizona, with our first Canadian data center in Montreal to follow. We expect both to be operational later this year, helping to reduce wait times for Priority and Founders members. Let me know your thoughts on update 2.0.28, what you think of some of these features they're talking about. Personally, all of the things about accessing games faster and making that user experience better is a massive plus for me. That's one of the things we've talked about before, is that the service is great, the performance, the quality, but actually accessing titles is a little bit of a poor user experience. Moving on from the removal of games last year, we've seen the addition of new games every week become a well-oiled machine. The blog finishes off by stating that a new express onboarding pipeline should increase new game onboarding by 50%, so hopefully we can expect GeForce Now Thursdays to get even bigger. Speaking of course, it's a new week, which of course means we have new titles added to the service this week as well, which I'll throw up on screen here. I'll always give my honest opinion of the caliber of games, so honestly, there's not a lot to call out from the list here this week. The new additions primarily consisting of indie titles, as we've seen for the last few weeks with GeForce Now, but as we've stated, March is a slow-ass month for new games, so fingers crossed with the growing partnership with GOG, we see some larger titles from their massive library hit the platform very soon. And finishing things off this week with Xcloud. This week it's been rumoured that Microsoft will be holding a What's New in Gaming event on March 23rd, where cloud gaming is expected to be one of the main themes. Fingers crossed we'll get a confirmed date for Xcloud on Windows and in the browser, especially with Microsoft marketing executive Aaron Greenberg tweeting pictures of Phil playing Destiny 2 on a Surface Pro X tablet through Xcloud. Next, in general Game Pass news, it obviously needs to be noted that the Twitter teases last week have now been confirmed, and Outriders will be coming to Game Pass day and date on April 1st, yet again solidifying the service's value for money. And finally, we have new games arriving on Xcloud this week, with some confirmed titles to be added next week. First up, we have Empire of Sin and Undertale, which are both available now on the Xcloud app. And on March 25th, we have Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, followed by Narita Boy on March 30th. Any and all thoughts on this week's cloud gaming news, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. But that's it from me, so of course if you enjoyed the content, you found it somewhat helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video. Hope everyone's staying safe out there, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.